plays today, the plays we needed to, left a lot of points off the board, and didn't tackle a really good tailback. I think he's, very, very good tailback, Jackson is, and we didn't stop the run. We didn't run it well enough to win the game. And I know I say year in, year out, week in, week out, you got to be able to run the ball. A lot of plays were left out there. I mean, you look at, we go for it on 4th and 1 at the 1 early. That's a critical deal. We don't get it. And they turn around and go 99 and get it. So it's a 14-point swing. We got a big drive. We go all the way down to the red zone, I think the +5. We turn it over on the pick in the end zone. Didn't get the points we need there. We missed the field goal. So there's so many points that we just left out there. And they didn't leave any out there. And that's how you lose a game. We didn't score enough points. We weren't clean on offense with turnovers and jumping off sides, a holding call here or there. Just a little details that we didn't finish up. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Questions for Coach? On the right here.
Pat, do you think you guys were a little bit too geared up to stop the pass, and how much did the safety help really stop, prevent you from stopping the run at all?
No, we're never going to be geared up to stop the pass. We're going to be geared to stop the run, and we did do a good job. But they rushed the ball on everybody they played this year. I think their last 3 outings they've rushed for over 250 yards. Make McCall, as I said, I don't sit here and lie when I talk about who they are. They've done a great job running the ball. We didn't do a good job stopping it. We missed tackles. We didn't, we weren't as clean as we wanted to. And can give their credit, give credit to them. Their tailbacks made plays. They got a good scheme, and we're not good enough right now.
Far right, all the way in the back.
Coach, Northwestern converted 4 fourth downs, 2 on the go-ahead touchdown drive. What made them so effective on the fourth down?
I think anytime it's risky. I mean, they went for it on fourth down and whatever, 4 or 5. I think inside their own 40-yard line. Kind of risky. Again, I think they played with an attitude. They had nothing to lose. They were 6-6. It's always tough. I think it's tough to stop people on 4th down when you start to do that. I mean, if you got 4 downs to get 10 yards as opposed to 3, it's a little bit different. So, they did a good job executing. Obviously, we didn't. But I think anytime you give an offense 4 downs, it's almost should be illegal. But you got to make plays, and we weren't good enough to make those plays today.
First row on the right, Jerry.
Pat, I know why Nathan came out of the game, but why did you go with Narduzzi and not Stalker?
Just because he's emerged as our backup quarterback. I mean, as the year's going on, he's done a nice job. Obviously that last pass he'd like to have back, and those are things he's got to work on. But as you start to build for the future, he's showed us the last few weeks that he's picked it up mentally a lot better, and he made some really nice plays out there. A nice scramble, threw a touchdown pass to George, and but again made a young mistake, which he can't do. But it was good to see him get out there, and I was proud of him. That was his first pass of the year. The guy only had a kneel down earlier in the year, so he's emerged as the backup, and that's why we did it, Jerry.
Can you say anything about why James didn't play in the second half?
I guess he's a senior. He's graduated, right? He's moving on, but he got shot to the head. Let's just say. We'll look at the tape and see what it was, but I think there was a pass completed. He's running on the field, just got whacked from the side. So I guess we'll see the tape.
Middle of the room on the left here.
Coach, I just wanted to follow up on the Connor. Was that the plan to play him for only a half, or did he just come out of the game?
Yeah, just as we just talked here, he got a hit to the head without the ball in his hands. I guess one of the defenders turned around and went, for him, instead of going for the ball. Kind of interesting.
Any last few questions for Coach? Wait for the mic, sir. Right here, right behind you. Right behind you.
Coach, the Pitt fan base really followed the team with a strong contingent down here in New York, and a lot of the fans were saying that a lot of it is owed to you, that you really fired up the fan base. What did you think of the turnout? Did you hear them up there? They were pretty vocal.
Yeah, that's a great question. Great point. I want to thank the Panther fans for coming out. They showed up big time, and I didn't hear them during the game. But I know pregame after we came out, and then I think Northwestern started coming out. All I heard was "Go Pitt," and it was a Pitt crowd, that's for sure. And I feel bad not only for our seniors, but I feel bad for all those people that took the trip out here to to watch the Panthers win that we didn't finish it and do our job to get it done. But I think we've showed that we'll travel. I'm sure Randy and Mark and John Mosley that run this bowl are excited about what our fan base did, and I think it's only going to get better. I don't know if I had anything to do with it, but our fans are passionate. Pittsburgh's a football town, so I thank them.
We'll take one or two more. First row here on the right.
Pat, you've had some receivers give you a lot of trouble throughout the year. What was the game plan for shutting down Carr, and what do you think you were able to do successfully and kind of taking him away a little bit?
I don't know. I didn't look at the stats as far as what we did. I just know we didn't get off the field on third down as much as we could. They got to the sticks. I felt like in the last game, because we were so banged up in the secondary that we played so much off coverage and gave them all this junk. So our defense staff did a good job of just going back to our basics, and we pressed up and it really got on them and forced them to go ahead and say they're going to throw fades, and I think they threw really one all day. And we had good coverage on it, and they really didn't go back to it. So our corners did a nice job. I don't know if I've said that all year, but I thought our corners, Maddox and Ryan Lewis and Felipe Motley, really the three main ones. We had a busted coverage with Dane Jackson in the game, which really cost us on a third down. But those top three guys, really happy with what those three did, and we didn't stop the run.
Third row on the left.
Coach, 24 points is the fewest you guys have scored all season. What was Northwestern's defense sort of doing to slow you down and force all those turnovers?
Well, they had 32 days to get a game plan going, and Mike Hankowitz, as I said, in the press conference, just sitting, I think, near this table here, or at this table, does a nice job. And we'll try to trick you and run sweeps and this and that, but you better be able to line up and pound people, and we weren't able to do that. We knew their D-line was the strength of their football team. I think I talked about that, and they're firm up front, and again, it didn't help us. We were down really to our third tailback during the game, but we didn't run the ball well enough, and we didn't block them good enough, and we obviously didn't win the game.
I think I saw two hands on the right. We'll finish with those two. Go ahead, sir.
Coach, I know that this may not be the time for this question, I'll ask it anyway. James, when he declared, said he was going to declare, said he hoped his legacy would be one where his name would be mentioned in this program. For you, as long as you've known him, what is that legacy going to be in your words?
James Conner, he is a legacy player, Penn. He'd be known forever. Not only for football team, but people in Pittsburgh and people in the United States and maybe the world. He's been an inspiration to I think, everybody. He's going to have a heck of an NFL career, I can tell you that. He's got a heart, this big, and he's certainly a guy that, has done enough in this program to be a legacy guy.
Far wall on the right here again.
Hey, Pat, over here. As the season progressed defensively, did it feel like it was going to take another offseason, another cycle of players to fix what you guys needed to fix on defense?
I think so. I mean, you're always looking to get better. We lose a great pass rusher, Juan Price, so you're losing one, but you got to gain others, and that's why we recruit. That's why we coach, is to continue to develop our players, and that's what the offseason will be used for. We got a lot of young secondary guys from Mar Hamlin, and Theron Coleman's going to be a great player, and Stocker's going to continue to get better. Bryson Gardner's a good football player already. Henry Miller, just across the board. I mean, look at Chase Pine on defense. I mean, look at some of the young guys on offense. Ruben Flowers, who hasn't played yet, and wait till you get a glimpse of Thomas McVitie. So I think the future is bright for the Panthers, and there's a lot of guys that haven't played. Keyshawn Camp really didn't play a whole lot as well. I mean, there's guys everywhere. So I think we've done a decent job recruiting. We just got to keep going.
Last question on the right, standing up.
Coach, what did losing James do to your team, your spiritual leader, do to your team in the second half, and also just to your offense?
Yeah, well, we lost a lot of guys today. We had a lot of guys not finish that game today. But I think anytime you lose, one of your captains and a leader like that, that maybe it takes the wind out of your sails. But you look at guys that didn't finish the game. A lot of seniors. Terrence Webb, Tyreek Jarrett didn't get to finish. Dorian Johnson didn't finish it. So we had a lot of guys banged up that. It's not what you want. Again, there's nothing major, just a ding here and there. Nothing that'll hold them back. They're all going to be fine, but they didn't finish the game. So it hurts when your seniors don't finish the game.
Okay, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.